Hey there, so this is how you make a duplicate Airbnb listing. And the reason we make duplicate Airbnb listings is to attract more longer term guests, more longer term stays. So I'm just going to quickly show you how to do it. So of course you need to come to your Airbnb account. Obviously, just a heads up, you can only do this on Airbnb. You cannot and should not do it on booking.com. Okay, so yeah, you come to your Airbnb account, you make sure you're in the hosting section, not traveling of course, and then you click your listings at the top here, and you can see all these properties. Okay, you can see I've made duplicates here already. So as you can see here, here's my main short-term listing for a property of mine in Brighton. Over there, and then I've got a duplicate over here, 35% monthly discount, and then I've actually got another duplicate over here for the same property. Funnily enough, this is actually another short-term duplicate, but I'm not going to get into that now. I'm just going to be focusing on long-term duplicates, and then I got another one over here, long stays beachside of the same property. So you can kind of see that I've got multiple listings for the same property, but I'm going to explain that all to you in a bit. Okay, so how to make a duplicate: you come to your listings page and you click the arrow at the top right hand side, and you're going to have two options here. So well, obviously this option you can click home because you're not doing an experience or a service, so you click home, next. And now you should have two options. Okay, here we go. Ignore this. I started this listing just as an example, but I'm scrapping that. So anyway, you come here down to create from an existing listing. Now, this option might not be here for everyone, and that means don't panic. It's not like a make or break thing, because you can always just now create a new listing and just re-upload the same photos, put the exact same address in of the main listing property that you're making a duplicate of, and go through the same process. The reason this is so much easier is because, why is it? It's because it imports all of that information for you, so you don't have to put it in, and it also copies the same photos. So yeah, it just makes your life a bit easier. So if you have this option, definitely use it. Yeah, it's worth just using this option. So we're going to click this, and now, okay, cool. So yeah, I can choose from all these properties. So I'm going to make a duplicate of this listing, okay, just to make it easy. Again, this is just an example listing that I made in a previous video. This is not a real listing, by the way. So yeah, this is just for educational purposes. So large house for contractors, click, and then you got the options here. Of course, we want to duplicate with the photos, because hopefully we've had professional, amazing, high quality photos done that we want to keep. We will just change the cover photo around, and maybe like the order of the rest. So again, yeah, so it just streamlines the process. You'll see now. Tell us about your place. Next. Okay, so this is a house. So it's already highlighted it for you. If you've already selected a flat in your previous listing, it would have had the flat highlighted for you. But just double check it, make sure it's all there, an entire place. That's correct. Where's your place located? Strange that it's not. Usually it has this information in, but I will just do this then. TM339BQ. So you might just have to confirm this all. Property name, One Tower Walk. Where on earth? earth is this showing me here? I had the same issue with the same address. I actually ended up going like this, I think. I think I had to use the alternative address. Yeah, let's go with that, okay. So you might be asked, as you can see here, I think they've recently changed, they will ask you to confirm your address. You just put in the exact same address as your other property. Of course, it's got to be the correct address, but it's obviously going to be if you're using that property. So that's over there. Again, with you, it's up to you if you want to show the specific location or not. Obviously, this like pins it on the exact location. Some people don't like having the exact location just for security reasons. So obviously, this will give you like a broader mix, you know, depending on who's looking at your property. It might show up there, it might show up there, it might show up there. So a slightly different area, but in a close proximity. So once you confirm the address, you can go to next. Again, if it's not exact, you can just move it around here, but I'm just going to go with that. That looks right. And then the amount of guests, you can just confirm. You can see this is imported it from my previous listing, which is nice. It makes things easy. Because if you're making a duplicate listing, it should be the exact same. You're not going to have a different amount of guests or anything. It'll just be quite weird. You see here, so this saves you a lot of time. It's got all of the amenities and stuff and features of the house imported. You can see what we're doing here. Okay, so this is important. So it's imported all the photos. This is actually for an HMO property that I did a joint venture with an investor up in Middlesbrough. But again, as I'm saying, this property is just for educational purposes, this listing. So you do not want the exact same cover photo. Why is that? Because Airbnb could potentially flag that you have, you know, two listings of the same property. So it is just safer, and especially when guests are looking around, if they see two of the exact same property, same cover photo, it's going to like ring alarm bells. They're going to be like, why is there two listings in slightly different areas? Like it might be a bit dodgy. So I recommend obviously getting like the second best photo in there. I'm just going to put this photo in here. You can click that and you can say make cover photo. There we go. Okay, again, this is an HMO property and it's just an example, so it's not supposed to look nice and fancy like a real serviced accommodation is. So yeah, you obviously want to use the same photos, but just have a different cover photo at least, like I've just done, and then you can carry on. Also, heads up, for long-term stays, obviously do this at your own risk, but I often well, not me, but people I know, they edit like their phone number in here, their email address, you know, just on like maybe even Instagram or Canva. They have something in the corner just saying, you know, like long-term discounted stays, blah 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 blah. It also is helpful in your cover photo on your duplicate listing to offer. It depends if you're going to be doing a discounted offer. It does depend if you're going to be doing a discounted offer or not, but you can do something here, like in the middle, have a text, or at the bottom just saying, you know, long-term stays welcome, or discount for long-term stays, or something like that. You know, you can edit this on Canva or just other platforms just to make it stand out and pop a bit more and just catch the eye, and just let people know, like, if you stay long-term, we will give you a good price. It's, you know, a lot more cost effective to book a long-term stay with like lower prices or a discount than it is to book a long-term stay on a short-term listing, because those prices are always inflated because you're attracting more shorter-term in and out stays. This one, you're going to be discounting your month so that you attract more long-term stays. You make it a no-brainer for the guests to book for 2-3 months, because they're going to be saving, you know, hundreds of pounds really, compared to your other listing and maybe properties nearby. So that's that. Okay, so here we go. this is also, you can see my other one. So you could literally do some, like make it stand out, and just say 50% monthly. Let's make it capitals here. Large house. Okay, so you again, it's completely up to you how what you make the list, the title. You can always go back and change it, so it's no biggie. You can play around and see what works. Just for this example, I'm going to say 50% off monthly discount. Okay, and then large house. You could say house for contractors. You know, contractor stays, large discounts, or discount for contractors, or you know, anything like long-term stays, or you could just put anything in here. Maybe you can get ChatGPT to help you. Okay, yeah, of course you can choose two. I'm going to choose spacious and family friendly, just for this example. Create your description. This is obviously limited to 500 characters. Don't worry, because if you fill this up, there is another section to do to put more descriptions in. But again, here you want to say, you know, like perfect for long-term stays. Long-term stays. You want to be editing this listing just to attract and call out, you know, contractors or large groups. Stays for contractors. Large. Sorry, my keyboard's doing weird things here. Contractors, large groups, families, insurance stays, and much more. You know, so kitchen is fully equipped. Oh my word, I'm in a rush here, sorry. Oh my word, sorry about this. Kitchen is fully equipped for hosting long-term stays, as it has everything you need to make an amazing meal for large groups. You know, you can edit it as you wish. Obviously, get ChatGPT to help you make it quite personable. If you can, you don't want it too like AI generated, but anyway, you get the idea. I don't want to go too much into the description. And then finish up and publish. Amazing, let's do that. And then we're going to go into the pricing soon. Yeah, here we go. So I've obviously, you need, so in the listing title, I said 50% off monthly. Okay, so now I've got to remember, like, you can't say 50% off in the title and then not actually have 50% off. Okay, so again, I'm not going to dive into this too much now, because okay, let's just say all my outgoings for this property, let's just say all of my outgoings are 2,000, let's just say £3,000. Okay, let's say, no, how much, just to make it easy, let's just say £2,000. Okay, so if I want to be making let's just say for this example £1,000 profit per month if they stay for 1 month, then I need to, of course, be getting £3,000 coming in minus my £2,000, which gives me £1,000 profit. Sorry, I had a brain fart there. What I'm going to try to do here, excuse my home screen, it's very messy. I'm going to try and see here. Well, that's something else. Save that. Okay, it's going to be down here somewhere. Nightly rate calculator. So I'm working on this at the moment. More workbooks. Monthly summary, monthly reports overall. Where is it, man? Can I search for a name? Monthly Airbnb SARI. Where is it? I have like a calculator for the stuff. SARI. No, where is it, man? Okay, that's annoying. Sorry about that. I was just going to show you it makes life so much easier to have this to have this spreadsheet that I amazingly can't find now. No, that's so weird. Let's try again. 1 second. Last open by you. No, I want something sooner. Yeah, yesterday, Tuesday. It's got to be here somewhere. Number summary. Sorry for this. I probably should have had this ready to go. But you don't need this. You actually don't need this thing. Okay. Screw it. I'm going to do it without it. So we're saying, so I need £3,000, but now if I'm going to be discounting it, it's going to be different. But for now, while you're setting up, just make it something super, super high, okay? 300 for now. We will dive into this in a second. Would have been very helpful if I had my spreadsheets tell me the exact amount to make it. Okay, so I said a weekend price. So personally, just me, I have the weekend and the weekday price exactly the same. For the long-term strategy, it makes things a lot easier to have like a base rate, like have everything the same, Monday to Sunday, just because it's a lot easier to know exactly how much you're getting rather than, factoring in different prices. Okay, so this is important. I take this off straight away because again, it's not technically a new property because you've already got your duplicate. Your original one. You've got your original one, and then you got last minute discounts. I take that off. Now here's the important bit. Okay, so we've already said 50% off for a monthly discount. Maybe for a weekly discount, you can give 20 or 25%. Okay. Maybe 25 or even 30%. Of course, do what works for you. You obviously don't want to make it too expensive for the person to stay. But to be honest, yeah, you'll see we're going to be doing quite strict minimum night stay settings coming up, so that won't really come into it. Of course, yeah, we have all camera doorbell at front door in all of our properties for security, and then we've got a noise monitoring decibel device, which is a minute device, really good for monitoring parties and stuff. So set up a calendar, blah 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 blah. Now there's probably going to be a photo of some weird guy congratulating you. Yep, there he is. He scares me every time. Brian, they did you dirty with that cover photo, my man. That thumbnail. Okay, beautiful. So now you go to calendar. This is important, everyone. You go to calendar. You'll see, and good, it's good for you to see this as well. So you can see how many duplicate listings I have, but I only actually have 4 properties live on Airbnb right now. So that is this one here, this one, and this one, and these 2. Okay, so these have got long-term contractor stays. This is actually an insurance stay, apologies, down in Brighton. This is my house in Wallasey. I've had guests near for 10 months, so I blocked those nights off. This is a duplicate short-term listing of the 1-bed flat in Brighton, and then this one is my house in Worthing. But you can see I actually need to change these minimum stay settings to allow guests in here. Yeah, I need to change those. Okay, but anyway, you can see all the other ones are duplicates, and they're used as lead magnets. Okay, but you're coming down to your you find your property now, your duplicate one. Yeah, 50% off monthly stays. So you click on that. I'm gonna make this a bit smaller. I'll put it there. So now you need to go to availability settings. This is very important. Availability settings. First of all, kids, rewind. Kids, adults, whoever's watching this, you go to listings. This is obviously super important, the most important step. And you got to find your listing, the new one you've just made, and make sure it's on request only. So guests should not. You see right now it's on instant book. Turn this off right away. You do it by just doing that. Turn instant book off, and then it can breathe, because you obviously don't want this one to be on instant book, because your other one, your short-term listing, is always going to be on instant book. So if you have two open at the same time on instant book, you're going to have duplicates. You're going to have double bookings, and you're going to cause a lot of drama and have to cancel bookings, and then Airbnb are going to be upset with you, and maybe your property's ranking is going to go down. So always have your long-term or any duplicate listings on approve all bookings. Okay, never have them on instant book for those reasons. Of course, take your time to go through the house rules and your cancellation policy. All of this stuff can be done here. Check the amenities. It should have imported this all from your previous one, but it is worth your previous listing, but it is worth checking it all out, okay? And just confirming. So of course, once you've done that, you have to click save. So everything's saved up. And now we can go back to the calendar and work on the pricing and the minimum night stay settings. So availability as well. For a long-term listing, you want it a minimum, I would say a minimum like 13 night minimum stay or 21 nights. You want this property to come up when people are searching for long-term stays, okay? You don't want to have lots of inquiries for short-term stays when you're just trying to attract long-term stays. So don't do that at 2 nights, you know what I mean, or 3 nights. You literally want to be doing, I would say, make multiple duplicates. Make one at 13 nights. I'm going to make this one at 13 nights just as an example. So 13 nights, that's a 2-week stay. You got to think 13 nights is 14 days. So I kind of like to work that way around. You're not putting in the days, so you're putting in the nights. So if someone's searching for a 2-week stay, a 14-day stay, then your property will come up, okay? But again, so make one duplicate for 30 nights, then make another duplicate with maybe 20 nights, and maybe even like 29 nights. You've just got to spread it out to just attract, just to have more eyeballs on on your one property throughout multiple listings. I hope that makes sense. So I'm just going to do that one, okay? So save. Okay, so that's the minimum stays. Of course, you want maximum to be maximum. You can go through all of these settings. I'm not going to go into them now. Every property is different, but I'm going to go into the pricing quickly. And then we will add on. So before I even do that, we're going to add on the cleaning fees, guys, because you do not want to miss putting the cleaning fee on. You can either put a cleaning fee or management fee on. They pretty much act as the same thing. Let's just say this property has the cleaning fees are £100 per clean. You want to be putting on £115 because that is adding on the OTA fees, the commission. Okay, so if you don't do that, Airbnb are going to take their fees, their commission off of your cleaning fee as well, and then you're going to be left out of pocket a bit every time you pay for cleaning. So obviously work it out. You can obviously just take your cleaning fee and times it by 115%, and then it should give you the correct amount to use as a cleaning fee. So I'm going to save that first of all, and that's per stay, of course. You can add in other fees here as well, pet fee, extra guest fee, all of that stuff. Do that, as you need to. But now I'm going to go here to the pricing. So to be honest, it helps to come down here, okay? It helps to come down here to your discount, because average for a 30-night stay, you earn, so remember we are trying to earn, okay, yeah, so it gives you the breakdown at 50%. So you can see if I change this, then it changes the amount I'm getting, but we're going to keep it at 50%, okay? So we earn 4,000, around about 4,100. So we need to drop the price down now, okay? The price, let's try 250 and see if that's better. Oh, flip. I wish. 3,250 would be nice. So, and then you come back down. So all we're doing, we're just playing with the price per night. Custom weekend price. Oh, remove that. I don't know why that's there. So custom weekend price. Okay, so monthly. So again, it gives you the breakdown here. Again, how you can do this as well, okay, is like this. You can come to calendar. You can try to work backwards, okay, or you can just play around here. But I'm going to just try work backwards here. If we need 3,000, okay, so then we need to times it by 100, and I'm just going to say 15%. I'm just saying that the OTA fees are 15%. I know they've gone up recently and this and that. Just for the example, I'm going to use this. So times by 115% equals times, well, kind of, yeah, times 100% now. Oh, I'm just going to times it by 2, sorry. Times 2 equals 690. Okay, 690. So divided by 30 equals 230. Okay, so I'm going to try and use that as, oh wait, might as well put this here. Monthly discount, so cancel. So I think 230 is going to be more accurate. Okay, so as you can see, it's pretty close, okay? So you can do so, and now you can work the other way around. So you would go 230 times 30 nights. I'm just working out 30 nights on average in a month, okay? But technically it's 29 on average nights if you think about it. Oh no, because you're going to be rolling over into the next month. Never mind. We're going to do 30 per month. So equals 6,900. Then you're going to times by 85%, which is the amount. Oh wait, so you're going to first times that by 50%, which is your discount that of course we can see here. And then you want to take off your fees. So times that by 85%, which is the amount minus the 15% OTA fees, equals 2,932. Okay, so that's pretty much bang on. That's pretty much, yeah, pretty much around that £3,000 mark. Again, if anyone does need, I do have an Excel spreadsheet that I'm working on that will, you can put in how much profit you want to make. You can put in the OTA fees, the discounts, your monthly outgoings, and then it just automatically spits out the exact nightly rate you need per month to use the medium long-term strategy to get you that amount of profit. So it saves a lot of time. Obviously, I just can't find it right now for some reason. I think I moved it somewhere. But yeah, happy to send that out to anyone who needs. Just obviously reach out to me. But that's how it's done, okay? I'm gonna keep it at, obviously this says you earn this much, 3,100. It's always worth double checking, from a guest perspective, or maybe just doing an inquiry from like your friend's phone to see exactly how much you would get over a month. But this is pretty much how you do it, okay? So you can see here, my calculations, I'm getting just under £3,000, which I was aiming for. This one is just over £3,000. So I know that at this price, at £230 with a 50% discount, I'm going to be getting £1,000 profit per month. Okay, you know, pretty passive, hands off, long term. Hopefully they book for multiple months at a time. As I was saying, my property in Liverpool has been fully booked for 10 months with the same group of contractors, and I live 5 hours away, so that's pretty passive. So yeah, that is how that's done. So now you've got your price that's set. You can see it's not changing over weekends or weekdays. It is just set, and you know exactly how much you are getting. Okay. So yeah, for a month stay, we're trying to attract long-term stays. So we've done the pricing, we've added in the cleaning fee, we've obviously turned off the instant book settings over here. Just going over the important things once the listing's live. Booking settings, yeah, we've turned that off, instant book, and there you have it. You're pretty much ready to go. Now you can dive into this deeper with price labs and have like dynamic minimum night stay settings and stuff, but this is just the easiest way to do it. You don't need price labs. You can do it on Airbnb. Now what I would do if I was you, once you make your first one like this, of course make sure it is on request only. Make sure you've added your cleaning fees. You don't want to get caught out. Make sure you've got the correct discount on there that you're happy with, and you factored in that discount into your nightly rate. And yeah, make sure you just make it all long-term orientated. I hope you enjoyed this one. Yeah, once you do this, then make another duplicate of the same property. Just make another duplicate of the same property. You can have like 3 or 4 or 5, and it just gets more eyeballs. Of course, it can be a bit of a pain managing and like looking around. Okay, do I actually have availability, because I've got so many properties. Here comes my partner to do some work. But yeah, we will get to that at another stage. But that is how you make a duplicate listing on Airbnb. Correct? Cheers.